Greetings and salutations, YouTube family and friends. T-Rev Vlogs here. What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about something from a costumer perspective. My recent trip to the Japanese festival saw something happening that I wasn't quite expecting. I saw the same thing at Wizard World Comic Con, but I was more or less expecting that since we have a difference in fandom, if you will. With Wizard World Comic Con, you have more of the comic book and superhero fans instead of, say, the Japanese animation and culture fans that one would see at, say, an anime con, or even at a furry con like GFM. What surprised me about the Japanese festival was that there were more members of the general public, so they didn't really understand the process or the etiquette of getting a picture taken with a cosplayer, but I almost expected them to err on the side of common courtesy, but I was surprised at how many people actually didn't. Now, speaking to my subscribers and fans who are not in the costuming community, one of the things that we've come to expect as costumers is getting our picture taken. This doesn't surprise us. However, if you want to have our picture taken, that's usually just fine. But what makes it easier for the person taking the picture is if we stop and pose for you. Now, the only way we're going to do that is if we know you want a picture. But I saw so many people at the Japanese festival, as well as Wizard World Comic Con, try and discreetly take our pictures as best they could without us noticing. Like, they would just have their phones and walk behind us or walk in front of us while walking backwards trying to get our picture taken. And it's just like, if you want our picture and you don't just want us staring off into some direction or not paying any attention to what's going on, ask us to stop. 9 times out of 10, we will. Granted, I can't speak for every costumer out there, but a general rule of thumb, if you want a picture, ask. We'll stop and pose for you. It's a lot better than us looking off in some direction or in the middle of some conversation with somebody else or sitting there picking our noses or whatever. It's a lot easier if we can stop and make your experience more memorable by posing for you. Granted, if you don't want to pose, that's just fine, but at least let us know that you want our picture instead of just pulling out your phone or camera and waiting for us to walk down a certain way so you can snag us candidly. As costumers, we like to ham it up for the camera. That's just the way we do it. We know that it's more of a positive reaction if we can do something like that, and it's just a lot of fun for us as well. So, to the members of the general public who may be watching this, if you come across a cosplayer or a costumer outside of their natural habitat of a convention or a gathering, or even in such habitat, don't be afraid to approach us and ask, "Pardon me, I hate to interrupt, but can I get your guys' picture real quick? I love your costumes." See how easy that was? It doesn't take any time at all, and it also makes us feel good because you mentioned that you liked our costumes. It's something that we work hard on to either make ourselves or put together for said convention, so to know that you're interested in it really makes our day, and the fact that you want a photo of it makes us feel even better. So please, don't be afraid to come up to one of us and ask for a picture. Now, that being said, you also have to be prepared for people to tell you no. Every once in a while, you will come across a costumer who is in a certain position at the time who just doesn't want their picture taken right now. Like, maybe they're having a conversation with somebody and they're trying to catch up, or they're in a hurry, they're late for something and they have to hurry as fast as they can, or they're eating and have half of their costume missing at the time. Do understand that just because they're in costume doesn't necessarily mean they want their picture taken. So if you're discreetly trying to get a picture, you may be disrespecting their wishes. So the best way to find out whether or not they want their picture taken is simply to ask. So the main point of the video is basically just to explain to people, costumers and non-costumers alike, if you want a costumer's picture, don't be afraid to ask. Again, I was expecting this at Wizard World because I've already seen enough footage of comic conventions where people just kind of run through and grab a picture and then run off. It happens. I was expecting it. I was not expecting it at the Japanese festival because even though I know that most of the members of the general public aren't from the anime cosplay community, I would have thought that they would have at least erred on the side of common courtesy to ask before they got pictures taken. But that was just an assumption I made. Was it right? Was it wrong? Yes and no. So that's really all I have to say about that. If you guys come across a costumer and you really want their picture, don't be afraid to ask. Be prepared for them to say no, but most of the time, if you come across this, we will gladly stop, pose, or do whatever you want for it. I mean, it's part of your experience too. We want to make you smile just as much as we're having a good time. So that's all I have to say about that for today. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon and take care. Bye-bye.